Hello and welcome to The German Guy Reviews. I'm The German Guy. This is what we got so far. It started out as a fairly alright horror movie franchise with just enough Resident Evil flair to be justifiably called an RE property, but then quickly dissolved into a post-apocalyptic action parade that is very dumb and has absolutely nothing to do with the source material anymore, except maybe for some Easter eggs. It would have made even more sense to call this entire film series something else and then have references to Resident Evil than actually call it that. That's how little Resident Evil material there is. And that is where we are, so let's find out how they can make it even worse. We begin the movie where we previously left off, Wesker attacking the boat that our heroes thought could now be a sanctuary for the survivors. And everything is going backwards. Ah, dang it, I think I sat down on the remote. I gotta say, this is a weird remake of Tenet. Well, anyhow, Alice once again tells us how everybody died, and this feels extra annoying at this point because I heard it so many times now. But also, it keeps reminding me that these films were somewhat accurate at some point and could have been good. So anyway, after Alice got that out of her system, the intro sequence is played in reverse again. Reverse to the previous reverse. An explosion knocks our heroine backwards and she wakes up in bed somewhere in a suburban neighborhood. Turns out this was all just a prequel for Desperate Housewives. And let me guess, in the other room their son Harry is going to wake up next and tell them he had the weirdest dream about a magic school. Must be something in the water. This is one of those fanfiction tropes that I absolutely don't like. Like, I get it, and then they wake up from a coma in the hospital, sounds at first like a cool reveal, but you can basically end every story this way. I'm not saying you can't have this kind of twist, but the story needs to be built towards this ending. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Out of nowhere, the little family is being attacked by zombies. Mother and daughter go and hide in the washing room and can't get out. Luckily, American households are made out of paper, so they blast through the ceiling. I like to believe in my real-life headcanon that the two architects responsible for building Europe and America bumped into each other and switched each other's blueprints. I mean, one continent constantly has hurricanes and cardboard houses, and the other builds homes like bunkers but barely gets any strong rain. And I know this has something to do with being cheap and cost effective, but this seems like one of the things you should allow yourself to be able to afford. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. The two manage to get outside, where everything is even worse. Michelle Rodriguez helps them. Certain actors don't get to have names in movies, like for example Nicolas Cage. He is and always has been Nicolas Cage in every movie he has been in. It's the law of nature.
Why are these people doing this? Those things are not people. Not anymore.
I like it when movies do what I'm thinking about.
Are you hurt?
No, actually this did wonders for my neck and everybody should try it. The two ladies go hide in another house and leave Rodriguez behind. They don't even ask if she is fine or look back for 1 second. That's the milk of human kindness for you. Shortly later, the mother sacrifices herself so her daughter may live and is killed by her husband, who has mutated pretty fast. Then Alice wakes up in yet another research facility. Umbrella's electric bill must be astronomical. Also, I know this is just my OCD talking, but why is she not in the middle of the umbrella symbol? Why is she not in the middle of it? Jill, who is still brainwashed by the evil company, is asking Alice nonsensical questions. Why did she turn against Umbrella? And who is she really working for? Who is she supposed to work for? The government? There is no one left except a couple of scattered survivors and you. As to why she betrayed you, well, you suck and nobody likes you. Leave our Discord server. Anyway, the security system is getting shut down and some cool action hero clothes have been prepared just for her. After the reboot has been completed, our good old friend the Laser makes a comeback. And I have to admit, I really like this scene. It's very visually pleasing. I guess the corporation wants to give its henchmen an impressive light show while they wait for the system to restart. I also like how Alice just very calmly comes to a halt after outrunning the deadly machine, as if she just finished a regular morning of jogging. No need to look behind you to check if the laser extends beyond the hallway maybe. Anyway, as you can see, Alice is in a replicated version of Tokyo. The reason being, Umbrella has created several locations to test out their bioweapons, as was previously seen with the housewife. This is the greatest waste of resources that I have ever seen in my life. And I watch Adam Something videos about megalomaniac construction projects in the Middle East. To be fair, if you look at Umbrella facilities in the games, they are underground metropolises, and they do spend a ridiculous amount. However, why spend money on building entire cities with furniture, appliances, supplies and everything? Would it not be more cost efficient to test your bioweapons in a remote village somewhere? Man, I'm thinking a lot about finances this episode. Makes sense though, I bought a new car and I don't really know if I can make it this month without going into debt. And the fact that I bought movies and video games worth 200 euros didn't exactly help. I'm good with money. Anyhow, personal problems aside, Alice fights off a bunch of zombies until the last one gets up and does a mother effin' JoJo reference.
Wait, have you not moved since I left? Oh mein Gott! Like countless children and stoners before you, you have been enslaved by the four-toned succubus! Damn you, Hasbro!
Welcome to Umbrella Central Control.
Corporate accounts payable, Wesker speaking. Just a moment. We have a surprise visit from none other than Ada Wong, Spy and Albert Wesker's personal lapdog. Alice quickly overwhelms her and wonders to herself why she doesn't just slit her throat. Because the plot demands it. That's why. Ada claims she and Wesker don't work for Umbrella anymore. Speaking of the likely literal devil, Wesker tells her what's up. Humanity is facing extinction. If they don't do something fast, all will be lost, so they need to work together. You know, I think this should actually become a new character archetype in the future, because it's very relevant. The ex-corpo. Someone who may or may not found their moral compass again, but regardless of this, knows that if they keep mindlessly work for the corporations, the world is going to burn, and they do like to live. Wesker explains to her that through the sales of bioweapons, Umbrella started a new viral arms race. And I just keep thinking to myself, that would have been a way better premise for this movie's franchise. Like, have Alice be a member of the BSAA, with new proxy wars and terrorist attacks using zombies and other monsters all over the world, slowly escalating more and more. But I do have to wonder, why is he bringing that up? It's an explanation as to why the T-virus was made, but we could have inferred as much. And it doesn't really have anything to do with the current state of the world. Or heck, this could have been the idea behind the Netflix series, because there have always been some international global political implications in the games, but never truly explored. That sounds way more interesting than just run-of-the-mill zombie apocalypse. It is different enough from the games to be its own thing, but also follows in the footsteps of the idea of the series. The bio-sword of Damocles levitating over our collective heads, and there just needs to be one misstep and it's bye-bye human race. They need to get out of there and back to the surface. But the problem is, they are deep under the ice in the Antarctic, so Wesker has created a special unit, tasked of getting them out. One of the members is Leon S. Kennedy. As per usual, he has nothing to do with his in-game counterpart. But getting the character not right is one thing. Having him work for the bad guys, that hurts. The task force plans a few explosives set for 2 hours. Leon explains to his team members that they can't activate them remotely because they won't have a signal down below. And no matter if they are successful or not, this place has to be turned to a pile of rumble so Umbrella is hit with a severe blow. Okay, fair enough, but why don't you set the timer to 24 hours, giving you plenty of time? Or can you only work under pressure? Wesker tells Ada and Alice that they have to reach the main elevator in order to escape, which is, you guessed it, all the way on the other end of the research base. You might be asking yourself, who even is in charge of Umbrella right now if it's not Wesker? Well, it's the Red Queen, the computer system from the first movie, who has a message for them all.
You're all going to die down here.
I've heard that before.
Huh, this movie predicted rage baiting via AI on the internet. Meanwhile, the Wesker team takes out some soldiers with a weapon that must have been inspired by those spinning firework things. Leon decides that they need to split up. He takes Barry from the games with him. We will call this Team A and you Secondary Alpha Combo Kings. Or SNAC for short. Oh yeah, if you were wondering why there are hammers and sickles everywhere, this used to be an old Soviet bunker. This is a weird Atomic Heart DLC.
Intruders detected. Targeted for termination.
Who are you talking to? Our girl team meanwhile is walking through a copy of New York and is surprised by the executioner boss from RE5 that Alice had the pleasure of meeting in the last film. And I was about to yell foul until a second one appeared. Copy-pasting and doubling a boss fight and then call it a day. Yeah, that's what video games do. Well done, movie, you got me there. At least I hope this was the intention here, and not that they actually were lazy themselves. Although this would be more accurate towards video games, so I don't know if it makes it better or worse. They blow up a gas truck and defeat the baddies. When they arrive in a suburban simulation, the task team is not there yet because they are busy fighting off some Russian zombies. The ladies look around in one of the houses and find the little girl from the beginning. She thinks Alice is her mother since she is one of the basic models they use as clones for the simulations. Jill finds them, with her the team from the original RE movie. Well, at least they're clones. Or were they always clones? Huh. Anyway, Alice is ready to surrender in order to protect the child, but Ada has none of it and starts a shootout. During the fight, the femme fatale hands over her iconic grappling gun and some spy glasses, which will help Alice to escape. Meanwhile, the Leon task force is still busy with the Russian zombie army, which the Red Queen says are infected with the Las Plagas parasite. Although we don't see any Las Plagas. Well, okay, once, but only in baby version. I appreciate what you are trying to do, I really do, but it has to sound like this. Next time, take the sound file from the game. If you do a reference, do it correctly. Anyway, not evil Rodriguez clone is glad that the girl and Alice are alive. And now they are a party member.
I thought I was the only one that survived. What is this place and why is everything in Russian?
Oh, that's because your entire reality is a lie. Double trauma! And I just realized, if there ever was a good moment to make a nod to the games, it's here right now with this girl. This could have been Sherry. She even fulfills the role to a T. Instead of the task force rescuing Alice, the opposite happens. I have heard of an elephant in a porcelain shop, but this is ridiculous. A chase begins with machine guns and lots of explosions, until Alice slides down the metro escalator. She saw all those videos of morons with no sense of self-preservation and thought, I can top that. They take the tunnels while unbeknownst to them the licker is still pursuing them, yet another callback to the first movie. Someone cuts the power to the elevator. Shortly later, Mr. Longtongue appears, killing Nice Rodriguez. Well, she was pointless. Then the girl is kidnapped and not killed instantly, which monsters never do with any other character and also have really no reason to do so since they are just mindless killing machines. You smell like main character. I'm gonna wrap you in aluminum foil and save you for later. You want a chocolate milk while we wait for the hero to come and save you? The licker is killed with a bunch of grenades inside Umbrella's clone factory. That also reminds me of Heisenberg's place in RE8. Maybe there's credence to my theory that Capcom actually likes these movies. Anyway, time runs out and the facility is flooded, so Leon and a guy named Luther from another earlier film use the water to get the platform up. Not all the way, but they can climb the rest with a ladder, which they could have used in the first place. Sure, it takes longer, but at least you get out of the zombie-infested pit. When it looks like the story has come to an end, a U-boat appears. On board, the still brainwashed Jill Valentine and Ada as their prisoner. And you know, Jill's costume overall is fine, but the red scarabaeus on her chest is just a little bit too big. I know it's more accurate to the games, but I think the Marvel movies have found an excellent way to deal with this kind of problem. They sometimes throw in a few joke characters from a parallel universe, with the outfit as they appear in the comics, emphasizing how it may look good as a drawing, but in real life it's just absolutely goofy. Here the situation is the same. The design looks perfect in a video game setting, but in real life it looks totally off. Make it look smaller, so it looks more like a necklace or something. Anyhow, Rodriguez infects herself with the Las Plagas parasite and becomes super strong. She even mimics Sadler's bullet trick, although hers is silly because they come out of the tips of her fingers. But now I can do this. Why is Alice looking so confused here, by the way? She already saw somebody with that exact same device and knows what it does. Whatever. Consistency is not this franchise's strong suit. The big final battle is here. Lots and lots of kicking and punching and more. Until Alice rips off the mind control device, freeing Jill. Rodriguez kills Luther, making Alice fight her in anger. She gets a punch to the chest and we get a reference to Sniper Elite, I guess? I wonder if they will add Donald Trump in a future game. Evil Rodriguez is ultimately defeated by destroying the ice beneath her, where she ends up as a popsicle for the zombies. Finally, a rescue helicopter picks them up, taking them to Washington, where the armies of the undead are rising up. Or it's just another protest that got out of hand. God damn it! Even the movies know that Leon is a total simp. They are led into the Oval Office, where none other than Wesker has become the leader of what remains of the world. This was only possible because of the American electoral system. I only needed a single vote. Wesker injects Alice with the T-virus, giving her superpowers back. Please don't. I thought you had learned. And so the movie ends with our heroes and Wesker awaiting the final battle that is about to begin. The audience has no idea how disappointed they are going to be yet. This film still remains the Fast and the Furious among the zombie movies. If you can flush your brain down the toilet, do it, and then enjoy it. Quite fitting for a zombie movie when you think about it. On a more detailed perspective, 5 movies in, and this franchise still has no clue what it's trying to be. We started out with 2 films that were close enough in proximity to the RE lore and were okayish enough. Then we went completely off the rails with Mad Max, but What If Zombies. And now this feels like a regression, a trip down memory lane, back to the first 2 movies that it tried so hard to get away from. We are back in an underground lab, which is also a city, multiple cities, infested with zombies, and they have to get out before the bomb goes off. If this is some kind of let's reminisce about the past movie, why hasn't there been like Mecca or another desert city for our heroes to walk through? 5 movies in, and only now the film decides to build towards some sort of finale. You could have skipped the entire last film because the only thing of value that it brought to the table was that Alice lost her powers and now, for some reason, has them back. I dread to find out what the future holds. And that was number 5. Full steam ahead towards the grand finale, and I got to write some final thoughts on the series as a whole. Until then, I'm the German guy. I'm out and auf Wiedersehen.